You can be set free from the whip, but not free from the control. I think about our third world countries. Some of us have been independent for 20, 30 years, and we still colonialized. Why? Because independence doesn't set you free. Independence gives you deliverance, but not freedom. And you can be independent and still be in bondage to a 30, 40, 60, 100-year-old conditioning that you haven't changed. And it's hard to change your mind. Say it with me, it's hard to change my mind. Say it loud. It's hard to change my mind. Say it again. It's hard to change your mind. And the Bible teaches clearly, as a man thinketh, so is he. Not as a man believeth. That's why even though you may believe in Jesus, it doesn't mean you think freedom. And so in order for Egypt to lose its hold on us, we need to be reconditioned. Paul says we need to have our minds renewed. And so bondage brings laziness, hatred for work. Slavery brings lack of creativity, and most of all, irresponsibility. And I tell you what, one of the most dangerous things that oppression brings is low self-esteem. If I have ever seen bondage, it's in this area. I've seen great people with great gifts who hate themselves. I've seen people with great anointing who hate themselves. I've seen people with great talent and great abilities who hate themselves. I went to a Christian university, a great university. And that university taught us a lot of academics. It even taught us a lot of physical discipline. It also taught us a lot of spiritual information. But do you know that as a person coming from a third world country with an oppressed mind, that university did not teach me how to be free? Curriculums or curriculi, you got to be careful with them. Because I looked at the Abeka curriculum. And I appreciate the Abeka. We got Christian schools here in our country. My children go to one of them, and they have the Abeka curriculum. And as I studied the Abeka curriculum, I got a degree in education. Matter of fact, one of my major areas of studies was child psychology. And when I learned how children learn and how they develop curriculum to teach children, I discovered that most of the curriculum that we, even in the formerly oppressed areas, and I say that very guardedly because most of us still are, but where oppressed people are, one of the problems is that we adopt the educational system of the oppressor. And remember that curriculum is designed by the one who wrote it. And the curriculum is designed for the one who wrote it. Please write that down. Don't forget that when a person gives you a curriculum, it was written for their children, not for you. And so if you just adapt it and adopt it, then you may be missing some crucial problems that you may have that was not addressed. For example, if the person who wrote the curriculum never had your experience or never went through what you went through, then the curriculum is not designed to set you free from what put you in bondage. So I discovered that the oppressed mind has some very unique problems. For example, the poor self-concept. We're still in bondage. Even though you are delivered, you're still not free from the image that was painted in your mind by the oppressor. So deliverance doesn't mean you're free from what they thought about you or what they told you to think about yourself. And then when you read their book looks like them. And they were what you saw for 300 years. So when you see this thing, it looks like them, and it speaks for them, then you end up still being in bondage to what you saw for 300 years. I'm trying to get you to understand something. Freedom demands a mental transformation. Paul says you are not transformed until you are renewed in your mind. I am not convinced that being saved means you're free. I am sure being saved means you go to heaven, but you'll have hell on earth. Because if you don't be set free, renewed in your minds, then you will be a candidate for heaven, but you'll not be fit to live free on earth.